Hey everyone, it's Kimberly and we are back in the workshop and we are working on a new project here. So I do have my coat on because it's a little chilly for me out here, and we are getting started back on some new projects that are in the workshop with us. And so I just want to kind of come here with you guys and get started on the rundown on doing. This is actually a hutch. The top part of it's over on the other side of the workshop, and we will be repainting it and changing it to really a farmhouse vibe. So I've kind of gone through my colors, and you know, from doing the neutrals and everything, I'm going to change this one up a little bit because you guys know me, I like to change it up a little bit. Don't mind the hair, I'm a disaster. Just got everybody taken care of, got everybody fed, and done some errands today, and we are back getting some of these workshop tutorials back underway now that the holidays are over and we're all trying to get back in the swing of things. So if you just stop scrolling in the news feed and you have found us, we thank you for jumping on with us. My name is Kimberly. I am a Dixie Belle Premier Retailer here in the Kernersville Triad area, and we feature Dixie Belle chalk paint in our pieces, and so as well as other products, but mostly we paint our pieces with the Dixie Belle paint line. So we repair and repurpose vintage furniture, fireplaces, mantles, antiques, modern, doesn't matter. The great thing with Dixie Belle chalk paint is the sky's the limit. You can acquire every style and taste using this particular line. So with that said, I'm just going to show you I came in here prior to this live so that it wouldn't take so much time and you guys could kind of get some one-on-one, and since we're not doing those workshop classes as of yet, however, I look forward to bringing them back. Even if we have to kind of social distance, I think we all just kind of need some normalcy in our lives, and getting back into those workshops would be wonderful. So we are working at trying to get a schedule together to start doing some of those again and having the products available so you can get that hands-on one-on-one feel for the product and how it works in those workshops. But for now, we're still doing these in-house workshops just to kind of keep you guys appraised on any new things that are coming through or any new techniques that are trickling down the line. We try to bring that to you guys, which obviously, you know, if you've seen our lives, we are bringing in the silk line. And once that gets in, we'll be showcasing that, demoing that, and getting that out here so you guys can kind of get a feel for what that product is and how it works. And so we'll be bringing those tutorials here as well. For now, I did come in here and clean most of this with the White Lightning cleaner. And I did come in and use my Scotch-Brite with that as well. And I'm going to put my gloves on because I did save just this one little section so that we could do it on our live. It's very important, in my humble opinion. Every single piece I ever do, I always start with cleaning. Always, always, always. Clean it really well. You may not have much on it. This is the rag I was using to clean this piece. So you can see there's some grunge and stuff on it. So you do want to clean your pieces, no matter how clean they already look. And I'm just going to kind of angle you here because I'm going to come in here and clean this one section that I did kind of leave out for us so that I could do that on air. So I have a Bona bottle actually that I clean my floor with, but I put my White Lightning cleaner in here and give myself a little bit bigger bottle because I go through this so much. And so I just have it in here, I just shake it up and I just spray it basically. And this is a really good spray bottle, by the way. It's a nice mist bottle. It's actually works really well for this. Probably would work really well for blending as well, for those of you who are interested in doing any blending. So, and then I have my Scotch-Brite. These are called Scotch-Brites. They're green and they're like a scouring pad, but they kind of help you degloss and lightly sand your piece while you're cleaning your piece. So I always use a Scotch-Brite in my work. So I always bring one in, clean it, and then take your Scotch-Brite. And it kind of, what that's doing is it's kind of scuffing the surface. It's cleaning even scuff marks that are on the side of this here. It's pulling them off. That's the one thing about our White Lightning cleaner. It is a good cleaner. And you can see the dirt just kind of running off of it. So, and then like I say, I use the Scotch-Brite in between so that it just kind of gets in grooves as well. So you can kind of clean this. This has probably been sitting in a kitchen, so there's a good possibility that there's some grease and grime on it that we cannot see. And obviously I know it's probably had some pledge or something on it, some kind of dusting product. And those Swiffer products, you know, they have the wax on them. So there is a good possibility that there would be wax on this piece as well. I'm trying to shove my... So I did want to come in here and clean it down. Now it's not overly freezing in my workshop tonight. It's cool out, but it's not as cold as it has been. So I am able to apply paint and things of that nature in here. We want 50 and above. 50 seems cold to me, but 50 and above is great if you are working in the outdoors. Obviously, we'd probably like to keep it a little bit warmer, especially me being from Florida. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit more. So you can see it's got some cute detail on the legs, if you want to call these legs. I think pretty much that's what I would call them. So I just wanted to come in with you guys and clean this one section here because I did clean the entire piece prior to coming live, but I don't want you to think that that's a step I skip, because it is not a step to skip. It is the most important step in the whole refinishing process, believe it or not, is cleaning your piece. So when you do that, it helps take all of those inhibitors off your surface. Inhibitors that inhibit the paint from sticking is what I call it. So when it dries, you will see that it kind of took down all the shine and just kind of gave me this surface now that will adhere to paint. And so I also, I believe, have my mist bottle. Let me grab it behind me, because I am also going to take the residue, any residue that might be on here from, this is just water in my mist bottle, and you see that's a lot finer mist. And I'm just going to take that and just kind of clean the residue from my White Lightning cleaner off. So there's not residue from my cleaner as well, so that we are working with as clean a slate as we can get it without stripping it. Even though a lot of products, including ours, you don't have to necessarily sand everything, but a good clean job and then a light scuffing of the product always helps your adhesion. So that's important. So I always try to do that. So now I'm gonna, probably this drawer, I'm going to paint around it. Now the top I'm actually going to stain, and so I won't be painting the top of this. We're just going to be painting the bottom half. Now I don't use my gloves when I'm painting. It's not necessary for me. Some people like to use them, some people don't. And so the color, this is what's going to get y'all. I'm actually going to paint this in the kudzu. And the reason is this is, my jacket's kind of messed up here. I want the farmhouse look, and I know this is a cream color, so I was thinking, since we'll hopefully be getting closer and closer to warmer weather and sunnier days, and so I was thinking of a couple of colors actually. I was thinking of doing this in the in the, and I set it over there, not the daisy, but the, now that I sat it down, the Rebel Yellow. I was thinking of doing it in Rebel Yellow just to be kind of something different. And then I got to thinking that this would really be cool in the kudzu. And then when you came in and distressed with the kudzu, this will be showing under, so it will pop out. It'll give it a grand farmhouse feel. And then you could come in with there's some detailing on here. Then you can come in with some black wax and pull this out. And then do your stain on here against the kudzu and the black wax. I think it will really make this piece kind of pop and be real farmhousey. So I thought it would be kind of neat to do something besides a cream or a gray. We do a lot of the colors in that tone. So I am actually whipping up some kudzu. Can you see? You can just kind of see how that's going to look on here. And I think it'll give it kind of a different, unique vibe. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump in here. And this, hopefully I can get my lid off. Slam them on the floor if necessary. And that's what I do. Not hard enough, obviously. You'll break the plastic cap on it. But this is the kudzu. And I am going to use it. I'll see how. It's been outside, so it's probably a little on the, well, not outside, but it's been off to the side. Let me get a little stir stick just to make sure we're not dealing with a ton of chunkies. Yeah. Don't want to work with a bunch of chunks. So I'm going to grab myself one of these little paint. I've got these little paint sticks. Need to set Carly up to painting these so that we can have them as kind of samples. So I'm just gonna, cause my paint, this particular jar has been sitting, I want to make sure that I don't have any chunks, and there were some on the lid, so I want to make sure they're not necessarily flowing in your paint. But there's a couple in here. I'll pull those out, put them on the lid, and then I'll clean them up after our broadcast here. So it wouldn't be unusual to have a few with the weather, but mine, this has pretty much been indoors. And I'll show you now, when you have our colors, they do dry. Our colors do tend to dry a tad darker than they look on the stick. Some paints dry lighter. I feel like a good paint, a good quality paint is going to dry darker, not lighter. Because when it dries lighter, guess what you got to do? You got a coverage issue. So that's kind of nice, and they don't show through the color underneath. But when you go to distress this color, then this cream color is actually going to pop out from underneath where you're distressing off of this, which I think will look really nice on this piece. So I'm just going to stir this paint up. And you could even add a touch of water to it if you feel like your paint's on the thick side. That's always a possibility. Obviously, Dixie Belle paint is a water-based paint. So water's our friend in the chalk mineral paint line. And so I'm going to get it stirred up a little bit. And I have my flat mini here. And it's wore out, so you can't even see what it says. And yes, because we're using water-based paint, we are going to mist and dampen our brush. So I'm going to just go ahead and start up here and kind of give you guys a look-see, and then you will be able to see. I think this is going to be kind of cool. I wanted to farm some other kind of look. And yes, a lot of people may not think that that's a cool color, but it's really going to be cool when you change and add. I want it farmhouse. I could have done it in the yellow. I thought about doing it in the yellow just for something different. Spring will be on the way, and it'll be time to add some color and some pop. Spring and Easter and all those things. And so will determine whether or not we'll get a one coat coverage. I mean, obviously most people will do 2 coats. Just depends on, sometimes when you have a lighter color underneath a dark, you would be surprised that you will either do a 2-coat process. But our paints do dry pretty well and darkening up, so once it's on, we'll be able to see a little bit better. So yes, I am going to come in here and I'm going to paint this hutch farmhouse color green or sage. In my opinion, this is our kudzu, which is a sagey color, and it was always been one of my favorites. And it's hard a lot of times. This is my piece, so a lot of times a lot of people don't really see the color until after you paint in the color, and then they see how it's going to look. And then they kind of get the inspiration from there. So I'm going to come right up under this drawer. Now you could paint your drawer a separate color if that was your idea. You could come in and paint that, maybe the sunny yellow or the daisy or the rebel yellow. The sunny yellow I call daisy. It's kind of a sunny color. And shut that in a minute so I can get through here. I'm just going to run it along up in here. So this is what I'm doing to this piece. I hope you guys are out there continuing to grab your brush and paint your pieces and be creative and create something beautiful. It just is a coat of paint away from being something gorgeous. Just grab a brush and jump in and get going on it. Like I say, I'm going to try and get my brush in here. I don't really want to. Let's go like this in here so I can paint inside. So this drawer doesn't necessarily come out. So I'm just going to get in here and give a go of it this way. Well, you can't even see. So I'm just going to kind of come in here and drag my brush in there and clean it up. And then do it this way. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to come in here and add some of this happy green color to my hutch. And then we'll come in with some black wax. Come in and just remember, if you don't like your color, you can always go back. Hey Johnny, hope you're doing well. You can always go back and change it. It's just color. Don't panic because it is just a coat of paint. And I want this to be farmhouse, so I am going to use this green. I'm going to use some black wax and add that. I'm just going to paint right over that hardware. So I'll probably come in with the black wax because I know how I am. I can never leave anything alone. I got to come right back in and do something else to it. So this is a really cool little hutch. It's an open hutch. It's not a closed one. I took it apart, the other part that's on the top. Let me try to get my brush strokes. So when I come back in, and I'm just going to show you this with my finger. When I come back in, or maybe I'll just take this cloth just to kind of show you. Come back in later after it's dry, and you can come back in and just kind of take this off. Of course, I'm going to paint this right back, but I'm just going to kind of show you on live so you can kind of see where I'm going with that. So you could kind of come in here, and I'll paint it back and then I'm going to come in and distress along the edge. But you can kind of see how well that green is going to work with the color that's underneath. And I'm just doing this on the live. I'll paint it back in, but I just want you to be able to see where I'm going with that. And you see how that's going to give that kind of a unique look. And even though this is green, you're gonna come in here and you're gonna just kind of create the illusion of it being more of a farmhouse. You can kind of see where I'm going with that. I just took a damp cloth and wiped it off. And but then I will come in, I'm gonna come in back in with my brush and repaint this. I just want to show you guys how easy it is. And then you can come in with your hardware, which I will come in and lighten that with the color underneath. So you can kind of see where I'm going with and why I was thinking to do this in this color, because of the color underneath. So that's why I did that. And like I said, I'm not worried about the top, because I am going to come right back in. Like I said, I'm going to distress this. Let me just clean up my problem here. I just did it so that we could kind of show you on the live before. And I would distress that. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it like I'm doing here before the paint dries. Or because it is chilly here in North Carolina, I'm going to let my paint set before I come in and do that. And then I will come in and distress it and let that color that's underneath peek out, because I like that farmhouse. Look, this is a perfect, I do a lot of farmhouse, so this is a perfect piece to pull off that farmhouse look. So that's basically what I'm doing. I will continue working. You have any questions for me, shoot them out at me. I'll be happy to answer them any way I can. That's what I'm here for. I'm available for that. So I'm going to keep on painting, and hopefully you guys will keep on painting as well. Grab a brush and join me, and we will be back live on the other side of the weekend. So we'll see you on Tuesday evening. We're here at 7 p.m. and Tuesday, Thursdays, and we are back at it. We will show you how this is coming along on Tuesday evening. So I thank you so much for jumping on with me tonight. Hope to see some of your projects out there soon. Hope to get live with our classes again soon, and get going again with everybody. Now we're in a new year. We hope everybody stays safe and healthy, and we will see you on the other side of the weekend. Bye for now, everyone. Thank you for viewing. Bye-bye.